Hi, this is Eddie George, former running back of the Tennessee Titans, and you're listening to the EA Sports Madden NFL Podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Madden NFL 13 podcast, powered by EA Sports Arena. I am AJ, your community manager. Also joining me, community manager Justin Duell, senior community manager.
Just community manager.
JD. Also, we've got the Ratings Czar himself, Donny Moore.
What's up, AJ?
What up? And marketing superstar, self-proclaimed marketing superstar, Jenica Pearson.
Self-proclaimed? I never self-proclaimed
EA Sports
that.
JP.
EA Sports JP, what's up, AJ?
Guys, we finally have the full crew back. This is it. This
I'm
is
gonna
last
cry.
year's full crew. We've got them all back.
This brings a tear to my eye. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
we're going to have Marshall Falk joining us later this season as well.
That's a treat.
Yeah, it will be. But first, Madden is out. Madden's in stores. We've had some pretty good sales so far. Jenica, why don't you tell us about it?
We're moving right along with sales. But it's not about the sales. It's about this year's improvements to the game that are really making it, fly off the shelves. We've got, Justin, how many games have been played in the first week? Like 23,000 in the first hour that it was available.
Yeah, Jenica's numbers are off a bit there.
Off by a figure.
Sorry.
We've got 24 million
Yeah,
online
but
games in Madden played.
but-
4 million
so
online games.
200 and some thousand in the first hour, or 100 and some thousand rather, of online connections. So between that time of 12 a.m. and 1 a.m., we've seen a lot of productivity go through.
There were a lot of guys speeding to get home to get that game in.
Yeah, how many games have you played online, Justin?
Let's see. 13.
13 online
Oh,
games.
is that cute?
9 and 4.
13 games for Madden 13.
No, actually right now I'm 10-3.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, doing well. I have a nice little scheme
I
with the Cleveland Browns.
I've been
course.
playing most of my online games in Madden Ultimate Team, actually.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. People keep backing out because my team's pretty good now.
Don't get nervous about Madden Ultimate Team. You know what I mean? Like, you get in there, you just want to give it your all, and even if you don't have a good team, you don't want to get nervous about
Who's
it.
your team, AJ?
Really.
Who's on your team?
I've got Andrew Luck. I've got Cam Newton. I've got some pretty salty defense too.
Looks like you got quite the quarterback.
I mean, I'm sure that's
Lineage.
such a really good team. I'm sure guys get nervous when they play you.
All right, are we still doing this?
Here's the thing. Is anybody playing CCM like me? I'm only in about 10 different CCMs.
I am.
One is a receiver. I got 2 as quarterback, and the rest are coaches.
You're in 10 CCMs?
Yeah. It's good, though, because,
No
you know,
way.
your CCM sort of, I'm in multiple, one with like 8 guys. One is a full 32-man CCM, and that thing's not moving every single hour. So you want to have multiple kind of CCMs so you can kind of play a game every once in a
You
while.
were in one of mine, and you haven't done anything yet.
I think you're right. But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen you advance it yet. What week are we in?
We're in week 3 or 4 of the preseason.
Okay, yeah. See,
You
I
haven't
don't even
done
show up
anything
till game. I don't show up till
Oh,
regular
like-
season.
Okay.
I'm
Hit-
on cruise control until
hit
we
me
hit
up
week
when the
one.
You don't
wins
even cut
count.
your players?
You know what? The computer logic is so good that I trust it, and I'm the Titans
All
in that
right.
one, so they're not going to cut Chris Johnson. That's all I need.
Okay.
I'm in 4 right now, so I have a player and coach on each console right now. So with the Browns, I'm 6-0 after week 6. I went out and picked up my guy Ted Ginn off of the trade wire to run some 5 wide sets, and then I also picked up Brandon Sane as a nice speed balance to Trent Richardson in the backfield. So
Mr. Ohio State over there.
yeah, you gotta get the guys who fit your scheme.
I'm in 2 right now. I've got the coaches one with you, Donnie, and some other guys, and then we have a dev league or a Madden dev team league where everyone is just quarterbacks. There are like 16 of us in
Yeah,
there.
I'm in that one too. What did you do? Did you create yourself, or what did you do?
I created myself,
Okay.
and I'm a quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, okay.
Why Seattle?
You can get a starting
'Cause
job
they have-
easy.
Yeah, well,
And
they
uniforms.
They have cool uniforms.
See,
That's such a girl.
Cool stadium, cool uniforms.
they are pretty dope. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
those Nike uniforms are pretty cool.
They are nice.
But
They're awesome.
Yeah, in that one, I just took over Robert Griffin III, so it's pretty nice just running around with that Joker and throwing deep and
See, after my
lighting it up.
After my second game, Sidney Rice got hurt for like 4 weeks, so that
geez.
hurts me a
That's
little
about
bit.
par for the course.
But I did beat every single one of my games was against another user so far. I'm 3-0. The first one was against Mike Young, but in his defense, they simmed our game before we were able to play, so I just got a simulated win.
A win's a win.
Yeah, win's a win. And then I beat our new community manager, Marcus Frisky. He's playing with the Cowboys. I beat him pretty handily. He's on the Cowboys, and then last night I won another one against somebody.
It's fun, man. I thoroughly enjoy the mode, and it's
a good frustrating as a quarterback because you really kind of feel like when you watch, like you go down and score, and you see the guy has like a minute and a half left, and you're not playing defense. So
yeah,
it feels more like football to me. I mean,
if
you've ever played football, you do realize you're the only one person on the field. It's not like when you play in coach mode where you're sort of like you can control everybody. So I think it really gives you a really close look at what it's like to play real football.
Because when you're not on the field, it gives you that broadcast angle like you're watching it on TV, and you're kind of just rooting on your defense. And so far, the Seattle defense has been pretty good for me. I beat him last night 38-0.
They got a heck of a secondary. The Legion of Boom.
Yeah.
They're pretty darn good.
So that's helped me out, but I think it's kind of fun. It kind of gives you a little notification when it's your time to get back on offense.
Yeah, I've kind of moved over. I thought I would be so much more of like a guy playing as a coach.
Yeah.
And I am doing that, but I've enjoyed the player route actually a lot more.
I really have. Yeah.
And even playing, there's one where I've messed around to play like a defensive back, be a cornerback, and that's interesting. Like it's a whole different ball game to do.
The one thing that's tricky is if you play another human and he's the quarterback, and you're playing as the corner. What happens is he just basically the human will basically just totally avoid you wherever you are on the field, and it sort of like puts you on an island.
Revis.
Here's my question: if you're playing as a quarterback, do you ever hand the ball off?
I do. I actually set up my game that way. It really because of the new the play action abort. I love to run the ball a little bit, mix it in. And
I was doing it a lot last night, handing it off to Marshawn Lynch because he actually does something with it when you give it to him, and then setting up the play action. But I still threw like 6 touchdowns or something. Anyway, Donnie, what do you say we get to the Czar report next?
Do it. So what we have this week is the big Week-1 roster update. All of the rosters have gone down from 90-man rosters to 53, so there's a huge amount of player movement reflected in this roster update. That was the primary focus. All the new depth charts, all of the cuts in the signage from pre-Week-1. So basically not a lot of rating adjustments, a handful of them, and I'll share a couple of those with you. Richard Sherman's press ratings going up. Got a lot of buzz about this on the forums and on Twitter, and took a little bit deeper look at the stats, and definitely Richard Sherman's going up there. David Wilson, if anybody watched Wednesday Night Football, the kickoff of the football season, David Wilson had one of the worst fumbles I've seen. I mean, it looked like he was, a college freshman type of fumble, just had it way too high, and Sean Lee ripped it out of there. So we took his carry rating down. Cam Newton's consistency rating was bumped up. It was a 0 from last year as a rookie, and it was an oversight, and we got his consistency up. Russell Wilson, he's the new starter in Seattle. He's a big favorite, I think. A lot of people are starting to draft him in their fantasy leagues as like a backup quarterback I'm seeing. And he's all the way up to a 76 in this update. Another young quarterback, Blaine Gabbert, gets a bump up this week. And a couple other things to mention. Billy Cundiff, he was out as a kicker in Baltimore. Now he's back in at Washington. Graham Gano is out there. Baltimore is running with Justin Tucker, some rookie kicker. So it's going to be a little dicey, I think, if you're playing with the Ravens until we see what Tucker can do. And let's see.
What are some of those guys? But it seems like kickers kind of come out of nowhere, though, sometimes. Like, wasn't it Dan Bailey that for the Cowboys last year that sort of came out of nowhere, and he actually
had Bueller too, and they spent a pick on Bueller, and they actually cut him, and they went with the guy that they had picked off the street in Bailey.
Here, I have a question for you too, Donnie. So I couldn't help to think after seeing you in our Connected Careers Twitter feed and stuff like that. I'm watching the game last night, and Victor had 3 drops. Like that were there. Is that something that like you're going to knock him for, if not this time, next time, or you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt because of last year?
He certainly had a great year last year, but starting off on the wrong foot, Victor Cruz. We're probably not going to give him the drops, open passes trait quite yet, but that's something that's very much on our radar. And if he has a couple more games like that, he's going to have it in one of these updates for sure.
Yeah, that was the main one I saw coming in on my Twitter feed. Wondering.
Another guy, kind of random one, Jarrett Boykin, a wide receiver in Green Bay. He's going up after making the 53-man roster and a good preseason. And just a little heads up for you Jaguar fans. I created a new guy called Antoine Blake. This kid is from UTEP, and he is a physical monster. I mean, he ran a 4.33 40. He had 39-inch vertical jump, had like a 1.4 second 10-yard split. So the kid has got great acceleration, jumping speed as a free safety. So have fun using him, Jaguar fans.
What about, I know you and I talked about this yesterday, my guy LJ Fort.
Yes, he's in the game. I had to quite a few guys were created in this update. Not everybody. The unfortunate thing is we don't have everybody approved quite yet. They might come in week 2, a few of the guys. But keep an eye out for all these new guys that were created in this week's update.
Very cool. So would you say, though, this is a sufficient enough update for people to go ahead and start their career mode if they're waiting for that?
It's the week 1 update, yeah. So it's the final 53-man starting season rosters. So, it's definitely one I think I would want to start mine with.
And keep in mind, we called this out on Facebook yesterday. This update will be going live Saturday for online games. But this update will be early next week for your Connected Careers experience, or online and offline.
Okay.
So once that comes, then you will have 2 options basically to choose from. So you can choose to use the initial 75-man preseason rosters that are out now. Or if you want to go to the 53-man rosters, you can. But then essentially you won't have any cuts to make in preseason unless you want to add someone to your team, and then you need to cut them.
And the only thing that's sort of a downer with that is the fact that, like, if you use the 53-man roster, there will be a lot of players that won't be in that, kind of world because we had to cut them for the final roster. So the 75 has basically the most players.
So if you're wanting the more authentic feel of cutting the guys and stuff like that, you want to go with the one that's already out.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. All right, next we're going to take a look at Madden Ultimate Team this week in the Collector's Corner. All right, joining us now on the Collector's Corner, we've got producer Tom Lischke and community manager Michael Foster. What's up, guys? We're talking some Madden Ultimate Team now. What's the latest?
Got some fun stuff coming this weekend. Our first major batch of new legends are getting added. Some of these guys are coming back from previous years, but some of the real fan favorites. Hard to argue with Jerry Rice. Got John Elway coming in and Marshall Faulk, along with a couple of the coaches that were held back too. So that'd be some fun stuff.
I am excited about the John Elway card personally.
There are a lot of people excited about Elway.
I've got to have that guy anchoring my offense.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see with the Rice card too. How does he compare to Calvin Johnson and some of the other 99s out there? So that's
I have a Michael Irvin card now.
Did you?
So he's
tracked him down?
Yeah, I got a Michael Irvin card. So I got a pretty decent wide receiver core now.
I gotcha. Well, 2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
There's always room for more. And hard to argue with Jerry Rice for sure.
Which Michael Irvin did you get? What's his rating?
I believe it's a 95, but I don't think it's the top one.
Still though, that card.
It's
either
good.
This beast.
I mean, that's the guy who invented it.
Yep. Yeah. Speaking of Cowboy receivers, we're doing our first fantasy card. I think he releases today, right? So, should be good stuff. And a surprise for us. Of all the people for our first fantasy card, I don't think anybody would have thought that. The interesting thing is it's Ogletree, and he's in our starter packs. So we need to make a new card. He's not even in regular packs so far.
Wow.
So it'll be the first time to get him from regular packs.
So Kevin Ogletree, what did he have? Like 120 yards, 2 touchdowns last night.
Yep.
Or Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And pretty impressive performance. That makes sense that he would be the big.
You couldn't argue with it. Like we were sitting around this morning talking about it. Like, he's going to have a huge ratings jump because the guys in the starter pack are obviously
right.
A long way to go. So he'll probably be one of the bigger jumps we've ever done for a fantasy card.
It's funny too. I'm interested in what because we were talking about in my fantasy football league what people are going to pay because you can bid. You have a budget for wire players, and I'm interested to see what people are going to bid on Ogletree.
It's going to go up.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting. I mean, is he really going to be that all year? Or, I mean, Austin still did a little bit. And,
exactly.
He's still there 3, so I guess we'll see. So, we've got a bunch of new challenges coming this weekend, too, which will be a lot of fun. It'll be the first time we're doing one of our new programs for this year, which are the matchup collections. They're a little smaller collections, a lot easier to complete, but we're doing one for each game all season long, so... we'll be releasing all those.
So how does that work? Explain that to me.
It's just one of the players from each team, key matchups from the game. So, you might have a running back versus a linebacker, or you might have a wide receiver cornerback combo, something that we think is kind of a fun key feature for the game. We'll be listening to fans all year long. Michael will be checking in with guys to see who they'd like to see as that key matchup each week. So that should be a lot of fun to see each week. So, and then kind of going back to that theme of legends, we're adding our first addition to the Ultimate Legend collections this weekend, Mr. Ronnie Lott. So he's been a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think he's been my favorite defender so far in Ultimate Team this year.
I'm pretty sure that he is the community consensus also as the best defensive legend we released this year. Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see a 2-star out there. I'm dreading the first time I run into that.
I have a Night Train Lane card in my collection now.
Do you? That's a fun one.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Night Train.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'd be number 2 after Ronnie Lott.
Yeah, you think so?
So, yeah, and then this is kind of a fun solo challenge that leads into Ronnie Lott. I'm not going to spoil what that is, but one of my favorite parts of what we're doing this year is the pieces that you need to complete those Ultimate Legend collections. So it'll be an interesting companion piece that you're going to need. So be on the lookout for that. And I think those are releasing on Saturday, isn't that right, Michael?
Absolutely,
yeah. Yeah, so
I know a lot of guys are looking forward to those. We've had a lot of people asking us about when we're going to add new Legend solo challenges. So it's going to be cool.
Yep, should be fun stuff.
Very cool. Is that it for this week, guys?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Anything else you should suggest? What are you seeing so far as head-to-heads, and are people mostly playing the solo challenges right now to build up their cards?
It's all about solo challenges, pretty much at this point.
Okay.
I mean, it's really key to MUT this year. Not only can you get some good rewards and stuff like that, but it's also one of the best ways to really kind of build up your coins. So, yeah, it's mostly solo challenges at this point. But people can still get down on head-to-head for sure.
All right, so you have the power and the tools to give away cards and coins, and we are going to do that in the podcast this year. So keep joining us. Keep listening to the Madden NFL 13 podcast, and you could be eligible to win some cards or coins or something really cool from the Madden Ultimate Team guys.
Yep.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
All right, guys, we've had one game in the NFL so far this week. Cowboys defeating the Giants on Wednesday night. Jenica and I picked the Cowboys, believe it or not.
Little upset pick. Good job.
Yeah, upset pick. We got them. And Justin, you and Donnie picked the Giants, which is probably the smarter pick. Most would say Super Bowl
What's the
champions.
stat I saw last night? They're the first Super Bowl team in 8 out of 9 teams since they went to this format of hosting to actually lose the game. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not a good sign, Giants fans.
Well, they lost the first game last year, so look what happened.
Yeah, it's how you finish, Cowboys fans. It's how you finish.
All right, but we've got a full slate of games this weekend. My Denver Broncos play on Sunday night against the Steelers. Jenica, what's Detroit look like?
Lions play the Rams at home at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's a W.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Jeff
It's a
Fisher.
W.
I mean, new first game as a St. Louis Rams coach. Think he can pull off the upset, huh?
I don't know. They finally have Bradford healthy. So
yeah, but they have
we'll see.
They have a couple go-to receivers in Danny Amendola and maybe Lance Kendricks, but other than that, Brandon Lloyd's gone. So
Yeah.
don't really have a
Do you
receiving
believe in the
core.
curse? The Madden curse?
The Madden podcast curse? What?
there
Oh, I
you
thought we were
go.
talking about Brandon Lloyd. So I didn't,
Well, you know what? I don't believe in the curse. I think that I'm going right with the cover guy himself and what he said. You know, the NFL is a 100% injury sport, so you're not playing if you're not getting injured. He's just been lucky enough for the last 3 or 4 years to keep it healthy. So, no, I do not believe in the curse, and I think that Calvin Johnson's going to be just fine. He's a beast.
That's a smart way to look at it, actually. All right, Donnie, do you want to go ahead and lead us through our picks here?
Yeah, let's look at week 1 here. First game, we got Indianapolis at Chicago. AJ.
Look, I would love to see Andrew Luck go out there and tear it up. I think he's going to be a really good NFL quarterback, partnered with his binky, if you will, in Colby Fleener. But I'm going to say the Bears are going to win this one pretty easily.
Miss Jenica.
Duh, Bears. Too many weapons.
I assume we're going full sweep.
Yeah, Bears. I think Luck will look a little nervous out there, and he could be his voice could be cracking when he's making calls by the end.
Yeah.
I didn't know my voice was cracking. When was it cracking?
I think that might be your own conscious talking because he's just referencing a rookie shouting out plays.
No. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
no clue what you're talking about,
Sure.
buddy.
Yeah, we're all going
I
Bears
just need
here.
some water in here, apparently.
All right, let's go straight to Justin for the next game. Eagles at Browns.
Can he
Go.
make his pick when he's giggling like he is?
So here's the thing.
I want to hear this logic.
Justin, you giggle.
No.
Chuckle?
Here's the thing. I can't.
Snicker?
You know what? Marshall Faulk said that he respected it. I can't pick against the Browns still. So we're gonna go through this for another
You
year.
realize that nobody's giving you any kind of like credit for like sticking to your team. I mean,
No,
one's giving
Marshall
you
Faulk did.
Marshall
Marshall
Faulk
really said that's why he loved playing football, because there were fans like Justin that were tried and true.
but
Here's the
you
thing.
can still root for him. This is a
Yeah, this
pick
is
who
not-
you think's
I
going to
actually-
win
It's
contest.
called Die Hard.
I actually think the Browns will win this game.
I like it.
this week.
I like the. You're hanging out
Is
here.
Joe Hayden playing?
I think
As
he
of
is.
right now, yes.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference maker.
But Michael Vick's healthy. He's not on the injury report.
So Justin, you are going to pick against the Browns then some this season, correct?
no.
No.
Really? You're going to predict that they go 16-0.
I will pick against the Browns. Never.
All right.
He
We
will
need
pick
to
against the
figure
Browns
out
when they play
what the
Browns.
loser is going to buy this year, because I think Justin's
Yeah,
going
you
to
never
take
did
the loss again.
buy us Chipotle.
I think he did.
Or
Yeah.
maybe you guys. I wasn't
Not me.
involved.
Or Four Rivers or something.
Don't get ahead of yourself there, AJ. I think you're going to fumble along the way when you pick the Broncos every week now.
We got a
because
new
you have
scorekeeper.
Peyton.
We got a new scorekeeper this year too.
All right.
So
I like
we'll
it.
see.
Yeah,
Now
remember
he's a
last year,
scorekeeper this
AJ was a little shady about not writing down his
Hey.
pick. I went 14-2. We're like, dude, you were like 9-5 maybe, dude.
I didn't do that.
I'll give him
back to
credit.
what I
He
said.
had to deal with all of it and keep all track of it. So,
But you got it this year? You're keeping
I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
And
All
I'm
right.
going with Philly because I think it's a no brainer. The Eagles are full strength and they're one of the top teams in the NFL.
I'm going to take Philly as well.
All right.
Can I
Philly.
get the points every
This
time
is
for
no
the Browns?
spreads. No spreads at all. This is all straight ups.
Philly.
All right. Now we got a little tricky game here. It's the Buffalo Bills heading to New York to play the Jets.
Oh, geez. The Jets haven't even scored a passing touchdown in the last, 5-6 games. I'm going with Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Buffalo for AJ?
Yep.
Man, I thought I was going to be kind of
Torn
crazy here, and
'cause
I'm going Buffalo.
Everything tells me to say Buffalo.
But since we all did, you want to say Jets?
That's the advantage of picking last.
All I got's that stupid "All He Does Is Win" Tim Tebow song in my head right now. So like I don't like.
YouTube video?
I'll go Jets.
And then the better question is, how many quarterback snaps will Tim Tebow take on Sunday?
Quarterback snaps?
Over under is 5.5.
He might get a hand,
Over.
a hand up,
I'm
but
gonna
I don't
say
think
he
he's
takes
going to get
5.
quarterback
I
snaps.
bet he gets
You're
5
going
snaps.
Under over 6 is what you said?
Yeah, 5.5.
5.5. So.
I say over, actually.
I'm saying over too.
I think there's a package that nobody's seen.
I think when Mark Sanchez gets rattled by Mario Williams, Tebow's not going to. Tebow can get up and withstand that kind of a hit sometimes, but I don't
So
know.
what are you saying? You saying this is the ultimate slow roll that the Jets have been like doing this preseason? To
Not
like, look at
necessarily.
the offense is inept.
But what I think is going to happen is you're going to see Tebow come in. I still stick to this, and he's going to get respect from the players, and Sperano is going to be forced to play him more.
Sanchez better be good. Here we go down to New Orleans to see Washington Redskins come in town
New
to play the
Orleans.
Saints.
Easy.
I mean, I think it's New Orleans too, but I'm excited to see what Washington can do this year. They got a lot of changes going on.
I got the Saints as well.
Got to go Saints.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the better rookie quarterback, RG3 or Andrew Luck?
There's like 6 rookie quarterbacks. It may
Yeah,
not
but-
even be
Or
one of
Russell
those
Wilson,
two.
I mean,
Five are starting.
Brandon
opening
Weeden.
week.
It won't be
I know,
Whedon.
but
Yeah.
it's not going to be Whedon.
You never know.
I don't
Hey.
think it's going to be Tannehill.
No, will not be
No.
Tannehill. I actually like Luck to have the better statistical season. As
As
far
a-
as
yeah.
wins and losses, I have to think that the Redskins will get
Yeah.
more than the Colts, but I really like Luck this year.
I think so too.
Here's another little tricky game. Patriots coming into Tennessee to play the Titans. I'm going to go not really on a limb. I'm going to go with the high-powered offense of New England to get the win here.
Patriots.
I agree. Justin's been talking about it all off seasons, that Josh McDaniel at the helm of the quarterbacks and Tom Brady's scheme. So I agree with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Look out for
Patriots.
Aaron Hernandez this season.
I mean, it just
I bet he's
Don't they have him in the backfield now too?
Yeah.
I bet he's the new Gronk. Look out. I don't know why.
or
on
he's
his
the-
own team?
Or he's the old Hernandez.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just think,
he's going to get heavily targeted this year.
I feel like Belichick just like he likes to trick things up.
Well, he's the guy you have to guard with the linebacker, right? If you
Yeah.
have Welker, Lloyd, Gronkowski, I mean, and then you're gonna have Woodhead out of the backfield, so that kind of leaves you open.
What about Ridley too?
Ridley,
Ridley's,
you have
believe it or not.
Vareem.
Vareem's actually doubtful this week, I believe.
Yeah, that's
foot.
why I'm playing Ridley.
Ridley looks like a good start for sure.
Ridley or D'Angelo Williams? While we're at it, who would you go?
D'Angelo Williams probably because I don't think Jonathan Stewart's going to play much, and that Tampa defense is not exactly staunch.
Yeah.
All right, we're all taking the Pats.
Pats, it is. How about this one? It's Jaguars at Minnesota. This is the battle of the kind of running backs that are not exactly full strength with MJD on the holdout and AD all day with the return from the ACL injury.
It's in Minnesota, right?
And I've heard he's a game
It is
time
at
decision
Minnesota.
too. I bet AD doesn't get more than. I'm going to set the over/under on his carries at 10, and I bet it's under.
I think it's under. I think Toby Gerhardt's a good backup.
Yeah, I think I have to go under there too. As far as winning, who do you have, AJ?
I'm going to go with Minnesota.
Minnesota at home.
It's a tough one. I just haven't seen enough of that Jacksonville offense.
Who'd you go with, Donnie?
I'm going with the Vikings at home. A real tough one, though. I think it could definitely go either way.
I think it can go either way.
Is Gabbert still their starting quarterback?
Yeah, and he actually had a decent preseason.
But he cut his
so.
hair, and that's
No,
really
but that changed
it's
the
like
whole
the opposite
scheme.
of like
The
Samson
reverse
there.
Samson, yeah.
I don't know, Justin. I'll be the last one. You go.
Oh man, you know how much I make fun of Blaine Gabbert. This is tough. I like Rashad Jennings. I think that I don't think they really have a corner that can guard Blackman and Robinson. I'll pick the Jags.
Yeah, I was going to take the Jags too. I'm excited to see if
Normally I
Blackman,
take the home team.
I just don't know if the Vikings have that secondary.
That's definitely a weakness for those guys. Here's one we'll probably all agree with. This is the Miami Dolphins heading to Houston
Oh my goodness!
to play the Texans.
And this was a 12.5 line, right? That's
this is
what
a
we
big
were
one.
talking
This is a
about.
double-digit game.
AJ's on those Dolphins this year. He's been talking them up.
He loves Mrs.
got the
Tannehill.
Texans.
That's why.
I'm putting them right now as my prediction for the 2013 first pick overall. Miami Dolphins.
Oh.
We'll select Matt Barkley. No, I guess
I think
can't
it
do
could
that.
still be Jacksonville or Minnesota too, though.
Well, right now they have Cleveland as going to 1-15.
I'm gonna take Houston.
Houston,
No-brainer.
we're all taking Houston.
Yeah, Houston. That's a wrap.
And Jenica, why don't you lead us off? St. Louis Rams at Detroit. I think you already told us who you were going with.
Linons.
We're probably all going with Detroit here. Come on.
It makes me feel that
A
warms
lot of
my
games.
heart.
I'm kind of seeing this. It looks like there's a lot of games that are
That warms my heart.
already
you guys.
decided almost.
I was playing devil's advocate about the Rams, and they might be better, but
That Rams defense will be. Janoris Jenkins is a sleeper on that
Oh,
team. That
geez.
defense will
that
be
Detroit
better.
defense is
And
good.
they got
though.
Finnegan. I mean, they added two. Finnegan
Yeah,
is already an elite corner. So
And they have a good defense, and Fisher always plays good D. Run the ball. You can't pick against the Lions for this. I have to pick them, but
okay, so
Could
that
be
was a
close.
sweep, correct? AJ's in Detroit.
Who's their starting running back though?
In
Kevin
Detroit,
Smith.
It's Kevin Smith right now.
Oh,
Yes.
Smith, and I think
it's going to be Michael
Keelan
LaShaw
Williams is
eventually.
Keelan Williams.
he's backing up, so they're really hurt right now because LaShore's out for suspension. Best is like
games.
on the pup list.
Yeah.
So, this is a good one. Falcons at Chiefs.
Yeah.
Justin, you're leading it off.
You got two brownies on that team with Romeo Crennel and Peyton Hillis.
and Brian DeBall, who's
There
the
you go.
offensive coordinator.
Should you just pick them because they are an extension of the Browns?
They're kind of Cleveland West.
Yes.
It's not necessarily a good thing to be right now, right? It's probably Gonzalez's last game in Kansas City for his career.
That's true. Well, he's on Falcons, but yeah, he is going back to
what I
KC.
mean.
That's kind of cool.
It'll be the last one there. Falcons. I think it'll be a close game.
I'm going Falcons. I like their offense.
Their offense is
Yeah.
going to be one of the best.
Amazing.
Matt Ryan and Julio, I think that's going to
Well,
be
you
the
remember when
connection
Marshall
this
was
year.
here, Marshall told us to look out for Harry Douglas as his surprise receiver this year because you have to guard everyone else.
And Tony.
And
I
they
mean,
still got Roddy
Yeah.
White. And they got
Roddy
Michael
White is
Turner.
really good.
I mean, they've got just amazing weapons, but everybody seems to be on this Kansas City train this year. So
I
I
think
got to see them.
Kansas-
I've got to see them play first.
I think Kansas City might throw the ball 15 times a game.
they are
Well,
not
yeah.
going to be
They're-
explosive.
But they
Do
don't.
you think Jamal Charles is like 100% yet?
Here's the thing: watch
think
out
Jamal-
for Peyton Hillis.
I think everything
I
I'm
am.
reading is saying it's a 50-50 split, but Jamal is full strength. And I think that's the best way you can utilize a Jamal Charles is to split him up with a power guy.
And in McCluster, because DeBall likes to run a lot of like wheel routes out of the backfield, so he'll do a shotgun 2-back split and send both of them on wheel routes, and then run Baldwin and Bo. And you have Moyaki. I mean, they have a lot of offensive weapons.
Yeah, and I feel like Atlanta, that's where they were lacking is defense. It's specifically the defensive line.
So you're going what? ATL or
I'm
KC?
kind of talking myself out of this.
Yeah,
now.
I know, right? I think I'm going to go Kansas City.
All right. Jenica gets the KC sleeper pick. Not bad, too.
Just
I think
because I think
they're
the way
at home.
they're at home, you run the ball like that. They got a whole new offensive scheme. They still have some weapons in Dwayne Bowe and
Eric
Steve
Berry's
Preston.
back on
Somewhere
defense.
over Dwayne
So
Bowe.
I think
That was going to be my fantasy team name. It was too long.
Did you
was
draft
it?
them?
Somewhere over Dwayne Bowe.
That's pretty good.
that is pretty good.
All right, now we're going to get to the games of the week, pretty much. All these games are pretty close, and this might be the game of the week, really. San Francisco at Green Bay.
Oh man, that's going to be a really good game.
I mean, I think if this game was at San Francisco,
like
I might.
NFC powerhouse right there. I think the winner of that, you're going to have a tall tale sign about.
Can I
who's
be the
gonna
last
come
one
out
to pick
top.
here?
NFC Championship preview, really.
Right there,
I'm going to
yeah.
go first. If this game was at San Francisco, I'd really be on the fence about it. But because it's at home and because Green Bay went 15-1 and they're pretty much the best team in football heading into the season, I'm going Green Bay.
Their defense has to make a statement to start week 1, so I'll pick Green Bay.
At home opener, Green Bay.
I'm going to take San Fran then.
Nice.
Hey,
There you
Cedric
go.
Benson is playing, right?
He's
Yes,
starting.
he is.
Okay, yeah.
Starting.
I'll take that. I think that could be the signing that
This
puts
is
Green Bay
and
over.
this is a strategic pick for me, obviously, because I think that Green Bay has the best chance personally.
Now,
but I'm going to take the
do you think if
strategic pick. And pick
Cedric
San Fran.
Benson rolls over their defense that Starks is out of a job.
Starks really is
We're
hanging
kind
on by a
of-
thread anyways.
Yeah.
He's gimpy again this year.
Yeah.
That's pretty much been the
Saints,
story of
their
his career.
change of pace guy.
Alex Green is there. Is going to be their third down back to start the season. So I think Starks is totally out of the mix.
All right.
He had a great Super Bowl run too, and now he's no
And San
good.
Francisco's been not letting Frank Gore play a lot to keep him healthy through the whole
San
season.
Francisco.
Trying to
I mean,
protect him.
Kendall Hunter.
yeah.
They have LaMichael James on that team.
And then they got all those receivers,
Brandon
Manningham and Randy.
Jacobs, if he's healthy.
Mario.
It's gonna.
yeah.
They might turn around and be like this explosive offense potentially this year with all these new weapons.
they still
If
have-
Alex Smith can kind of rein
Moss.
him in.
They still have Ted Ginn too, right?
And they got Vernon Davis and they
Kick
have
returns.
Crabtree. I mean, we've got everybody.
A lot of weapons, but can they? What's
they-
their
yeah.
style of play? Their style of play doesn't really lend to use those guys.
Sure.
So we'll see. Here's a game I'm going to be really interested in. It's going to be the Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll start off.
Doug Martin,
By-
how many carries?
20.
I think he'll get at least 25 touches. Maybe like
Martin.
15 carries or 15 to 20 carries.
A touchdown?
I'm starting. Yeah, I think he's. And Carolina's rushing defense is very, very poor. So
Very poor.
All right, I asked about the
put it
quarterbacks
lightly.
earlier. Who's going to be the best rookie running back this season? We know who Justin's going to pick.
Kendall Hunter? Is that who you're
He's
gonna
a
pick?
second-year guy.
He's not a rookie. I'm going to go with Doug Martin, but statistically,
I like Martin. I would go Martin.
I feel like Trent took too many hits.
Get out of here,
Alabama.
man! Like,
I'm being
hang there-
serious.
seriously. Like, let's be realistic. Let's stop all this
Big
nonsense.
surprise.
The guy with two broken ankles in high school isn't going to be anything. Breaks Emmett Smith's high school records. Goes to Bama, won't do anything. Just runs through LSU in the national championship game single-handedly. And now comes here again, just like they said, he will make a statement this week because that's the type of player he is.
I'd love for him to. I got him in a pretty big fantasy league I'm in, but I don't know if I can rely on
Yeah,
starting
but
him.
here's another thing,
This
too,
week.
is like...
Perception versus
look
reality.
Look at who Cleveland's playing this year and look at who Tampa's playing this year. You look at those defenses that both teams have. I mean, Cleveland's got pretty tough schedule, not to
Yeah.
mention
Number
they're in
3
a pretty...
in the league.
Not to mention they're in a pretty rough division for defense.
But this is where I disagree about a division. People are like the defenses are getting old there. Like the Ravens, the Steelers, like that division could be the Bengals division this year if they
Andy
come
Dalton.
together.
You tell Ray Lewis he's old.
It's going to run you
Yeah,
over.
watch that video.
Tell that to his face.
Like,
I want
Anyway,
to know. The one thing I want to know is who told Ray Lewis that he was slow. Remember, you seen
Yeah.
our video? He's like,
I was
they
thinking
told
the
me
same
I was
thing.
too slow. What? He's always been fast. I don't know. He went to Miami,
the
which is
U,
known
yeah.
for speed.
I don't know.
somebody must have misread that script.
So it's probably the same person that told Jordan he couldn't hoop. Like, it's-
I'm going to take Carolina on this one, Donnie.
Okay, I got the Bucks. I'm going with my home team here.
Such a homer.
Shiano is going to get this program started off on the right foot.
Well,
My keeper is Cam Newton in my main fantasy football league. I'm going with Carolina.
I have
Let's see
Cam
the
as
Cam
keeper.
show.
You're going Carolina?
Yeah.
So here's the weird thing. I have Cam Newton in like many, many leagues, and I'm going to root for him to do very, very well, but I want him not to.
Their
I want the
defense
Bucs
is
to
better
outdo
this
them.
year, though. They're healthier this season.
Yeah.
Carolina, they're not going to be the worst in the NFL.
Luke's the difference on defense for them.
I'll
I
tell
think.
you what.
This is the highest scoring game predicted on the slate this week, so I expect some points.
The best off-season move was Shiano picking up his old Rutgers guy.
Eric LeGrand?
and putting
Yeah,
him
that
on
was
the team.
really, really cool.
That
He
was
retired
awesome.
and everything.
Yep.
Class act. Here we go. This is a West Coast game, Seattle at Arizona. AJ?
I'm going to go with Seattle.
What is
It's a coin
Skelton's, what's going to be his quarterback rating?
I don't know. He's starting, so he's going to be ahead of Cobb.
Actually, I don't know. Is Marshawn Lynch out this week?
He's got back
He's got
spasms.
back
Be
spasms.
game time decision.
Without Lynch, I don't know.
I'm going with.
I'll still go with Seattle.
You're going Seattle's. I think that I'm going with Seattle as well. That defense is really what's going to do it, and that offensive line in Arizona is really, really patchwork right now. They got a couple guys starting at left tackle and left guard, or right tackle, I believe, that are very. They're going to get sacked a lot. So
Okay.
I'm going Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle. The defensive backs in Seattle are.
We all have Seattle then?
Seattle.
All right.
Okay, Sunday Night Football. AJ, this is your Broncos at home against the Steelers.
Peyton's debut.
No Ryan Clark.
Gotta pick the Broncos.
Homer.
I gotta pick
We're
them.
all homers this week.
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to stick my neck out and go with the Steelers.
We haven't seen anything to indicate why we shouldn't be positive, right? I mean, you can't take too much. You got to take the
week
preseason
one.
with a grain of salt.
It's week 1.
It's week 1, so be positive and say, hey, our home teams are going to win.
I think
I'm taking the
watch out for
Broncos.
Polamalu to maybe pick off Peyton once, maybe twice.
I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Harrison's not playing either, right?
No.
He's
don't
out
know.
for like 6 weeks. On the Steelers D, no Ryan Clark. But the problem is,
I know you want to pick the Steelers, but
No,
you don't
he's-
want to pick the
yeah.
Steelers.
I don't
but
want to pick the Steelers, but I
you
just
think they're
I
gonna
think
win.
I told you this before without going into this too much. I think Tebow actually helped that defense a lot last year because of how much the offense was on the field, and it saved them from being exposed in certain areas. Is Mike Wallace isn't playing now either, right?
Yeah, he's
Or he is
playing.
playing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how up to speed he'll be and how many, but
I'll go Steelers.
Aside from Champ Bailey, our secondary is still pretty suspect, but I like our defensive line.
yeah, Von
Yeah,
Miller's
Von and
We've got
awesome.
Von Miller and
Dumerville.
Elvis Dumerville.
Well, it's all
so-
about scoring, too, isn't it?
it's a passing league for sure. All right, this one you've got 2 Monday night games, so that's a treat for all of us. The first one's going to be Cincinnati at Baltimore.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with the
Division
home
game
team.
already, huh?
Yeah, I mean, and these are 2 playoff teams from last year too. So
I'll go with the Ravens.
I'm going with them as well.
I'm going to go with the Ravens.
Yeah, I'll take Ravens at home.
That's a sweep. And to finish out the week, late game, San Diego at Oakland.
Oh,
Ugh, two
Yeah.
teams I don't like.
I am not a believer in
either.
the Raiders yet. They seem to have a lot of injuries right now with Denarius Moore. Jacoby Ford, I think, is also kind of questionable. I'm going to go with San Diego on the road.
I'm going to go with the Raiders because of the fact that,
the Raiders.
McFadden's back and he's thirsty.
He's one of the best running backs if healthy. I mean,
Yeah.
without a doubt. AJ.
I'll take the Raiders. I don't like either one of them, but I'll take the Raiders at home.
I'll take Terrell Pryor's Raiders.
Wow.
Gosh.
I
Do
like
you know
it.
any
Donnie
other
just
players
lucked
other than
into
Ohio
a
State
strategy
grads?
pick there.
That's a wrap for this week 1.
Very cool. And that's about it for this week's show, guys. Until next week,
Party on.
yeah, keep playing Madden, keep enjoying it, keep playing Connected Careers, and we'll see you online. And we'll see you next week as well. This has been the Madden NFL 13 podcast, powered by EA Sports Arena. Later.